Morning, beer geeks. You know how it works with beer. I missed you. We didn't talk last week. I've been moving apartments, which I'll show you later. I got some new video editing software too, so hopefully the quality of these videos are going to be a little bit more fun. Come on, follow me. Good morning. Oh my goodness. Okay, you know White Labs? Okay, wait, maybe it's better we do this one.
Mind speak. It makes it easier to talk when you're brushing your teeth in your head. So White Labs is opening up a second location in in Asheville, North Carolina. White Labs is a really great facility. I've never thought about moving to North Carolina, but now that White Labs is there,
no. Oh my god. I could live there.
They're a really great company. Sean White was actually just on Brad Smith's podcast recently. Brad Smith is the guy who made Beersmith. They're doing really groundbreaking stuff. They're known for their pitchable liquid yeast, but they've done all other kinds of things. And the facility will have a brewery, a tasting room, a kitchen, and apparently Asheville has all kinds of, check this out, movie theaters that sell beer everywhere. Also, in America, 45 million year old yeast being turned into beer. The science behind it is a little bit boring, but still yeasty interesting, and it's the kind of beer that dinosaurs would have drank.
I get North Americans right now are a little freaked out because of hop scarcity, and even some of you are freaked out because of pumpkin scarcity, right? But here in Europe we have a whole other bear to contend with. My friend Charles has a brewery called Coco Nino in Paris. He's a really great brewer. This is a little segment from us talking.
Rain has so reduced the quality and making harder to find a good quality malt. As a brewer, I don't know how much it will affect us, but it's not a good thing for sure.
So, not excited, I'm sure. At least in these kind of countries, brewing is legal versus someplace like Thailand where home brewing is still illegal. It's been illegal for over 80 years, but that hasn't stopped some beer lovers and homebrew aficionados from staging competition. It's the first ever Siamese craft beer competition. Here's a quote from one of the guys organizing the event. It says, "There is a permit for microbreweries that allows you to sell unbottled on-premises only, and a permit for an industrial scale, but nothing in between. We know it's illegal, but as long as there are people drinking it, we'll make it." How exciting is that? Do you listen to podcasts? I listen to audio more than I listen to music, and I was listening to one of my favorites, Blurry Photos, a couple weeks ago, or last week. They had one on Angkor Wat, and if you don't know what that is, you should go listen to the podcast, but I will tell you that it's Cambodia's main source for tourism. It's a giant temple. And then a friend of mine was actually in Cambodia last week and sent me this photo saying, "Look, it's Cambodian beer," to which, as you can see, I kind of got on a little bit of a rant, a beer geek rant, as one does, and then I excused myself. And then in the news last week was this article about workers in Cambodia going on strike and how that might affect the flow of Angkor Wat. Cambrew is actually a facility that brews a lot of other beer as well. It's like partially owned by Carlsberg, which is a Danish company. The companies say it's not going to affect the flow of their beer, but in reality, we all know that it's gonna affect the flow in some way, just some beers won't be available. So there's that. Cambodia, huh? I wonder if there's homebrewers in Cambodia. Ooh, shiny. Okay, let's go have a beer. Oh, and here's a story about a dog. Apparently, someone was watching their friend's dog, and the dog got into the person's backyard and ate a bunch of hops. And hops can cause hypothermia in dogs. Little did you know, I didn't know. I don't know why it doesn't cause hypothermia in us. I guess I've never tried eating a bunch of hops though. Anyway, if you like puppies, leave me a comment in the comment space below. I love hearing from you guys whether or not it's about actual political topics or, just emojis. But if you want to support your local brewery, then you should be using growlers. This is something we know, right? Oh, what do I want with this? A strong beer for Pink Fuzz. Pink Fuzz. Glassware recommendation, anybody? I feel like it wants whatever glass I give it. Okay, done! Okay, so, Growler. Paste Magazine has a contest for a uKeg. Have you seen these? These are the growlers of our dreams. They actually use pressurized CO2, so you can pour it from the growler or you can store it at different pressure temperatures. But they're doing a contest for 10 different uKeg growlers with the Paste Magazine logo on it. If you don't know about uKeg, they're a great company. They got funded through Kickstarter, I believe, for like $1.5 million because they're so beautiful. And people want these growlers. I want this growler. So don't apply for that and just go ahead and let me win. Thanks. Okay, so Beyond the Pale Brewing. My friend brought this back from Canada. She was really taken by the brewery. I mean, right off the nose, you get just, grapefruit, citrus, very pithy. Does have it written in French as well, though, which is nice. I guess the wheat could contribute to the non-clarity. I would imagine as well it's going to make the mouth feel a little bit more slick. It's a lot of the same notes that came through on the nose. And again, it's more grapefruit pith, not grapefruit juice. Something I'd consider juicy. It just really, like when you squeeze a grapefruit and that zest that comes off, like that thing that's this fancy cocktail bartenders light on fire, that's exactly what the taste is. And it's pretty refreshing, so makes for a good morning beer. Oh yeah, I forgot. This is my friend Michelle. She brought me this story, which is super interesting.
In northern Michigan, the tart cherry is usually the king because the climate is almost perfect for it. What does this have to do with beer news, you ask? Well, it turns out that some things can affect the crops for the tart cherries, like hailstorms, and throw the crop completely out. So farmers have started growing hops. And it turns out that hops are mean as fuck because they can withstand extreme weather conditions. So that's great for beer news, and that's great for Michigan. So
Cool.
Hope you have a great day.
Thanks. Oh, thanks, Mish. I love getting news like this. If you guys have anything, just record me a little video piece, send it over, nitch@tastingnitch.com. Even if it's something that's like super headlines, I can get awesome people like Mish on here, who is an amazing beer geek in Paris. She's actually a French-English translator. Beer, her palate is fantastic, so I think it's funny that she picked up on this Michigan story. Thank you, Michelle. And then really the only other article about beer this week that really got me was how much beer would it take to fuel Bender from Futurama? He's a robot that runs on beer, which is why he's always drunk. As it turns out from this estimation from inverse.com, he'd need about 2,700,000 liters of beer to function. He must homebrew, I would imagine, or I don't know why he doesn't just drink vodka. I can relate to this. That's all for this week in the news. That's kind of what I follow and what I watch and what I do. Until next week, thanks for watching. Merci, à bientôt, au revoir.
Shut up and kiss me.
This industry is enormous, and it's delicate, and we might start losing control of it. But that may have just been what my horoscope said for me this morning.